What's going on, guys? Let's recap a couple of the scalps that I took today, as well as some of the other members in Evolution Traders. So again, hope you guys were able to stay safe because the market in pre-market was an absolute shit show. I took one trade. By the time I got onto the screens, it was a little bit after 5:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That trade quickly went against me. Again, for my scalping strategy, I'm using around a $200 stop loss, looking for those 4 to 5 points. Again, kind of adjusted that a little bit early today. I went down to 4 points, and only simply because a couple of the moves in pre-market, they were getting up 3 points, 4 points, and a tick, and then quickly just failing. So when I got into that first trade, okay, where's that first trade at? That first trade came, was it here on this long position? You can see here at 5:34 in the morning, quickly puts in a high price to 19,833. And then confirms, goes to a price of 19,834, and then quickly comes back down. This was a trade I got stopped out on. Okay, so this trade was a loser. Took a $200 loss on this specific trade. Now, I want to kind of show you guys the next trade that sets up here. The low price was 19,817. Again, this is all in the New York pre-market. 19,817 goes down to a price of 19,812.5. So depending on where you got filled, this more than likely was also a losing trade. Now, I did have a couple of traders that went 0 for 2 on the day. Some traders actually won a trade earlier in the day before that. I don't want to scroll over just due to the fact that I don't want to lose this setting that I have on my screen. But again, at this point in time, there needs to be an adjustment, okay? So the adjustment that I made, just quickly watching these first two plays in the pre-market confirm and not give me my 5 points, one of those trades being a loser, the other trade me just kind of skipping, kind of just mulling over what I need to do if the market's going to be choppy like this. I decided to, take profit down to 4 points and try to take some more trades to try to battle back. Okay, so I wanted to try to battle back, hitting base hits, right? Hitting those singles. If I can, take a couple of trades, get back to break even, then I can go back to my 5 points. I can maybe put on a little bit more size because essentially it's just a day's back at scratch anyways. We did have a third position that set up here over the 20 SMA. It was a long at 5:56 in the morning. It does confirm. This one does hit. The high price was 19,832. You can see it goes all the way up to a price of 19,847. So started to crawl back a little bit here. Was trading one mini contract, so down around $200 to start the day on the first loser. Recovered around $80, so still down around $100, $120 at this moment in time. And at this point in time, I kind of want to wait for the market to get closer to opening up. Okay, so when I wait for that market to get closer to opening up, and I want to see, at least a setup or two kind of roll by, it's only to get more confirmation because of the pre-market being extremely choppy. I can see how traders start to force trade, start to over leverage, put on too much size, start looking for tops, start looking for bottoms. That's never what you want to do when you have an edge. When you have an edge and you have a strategy and you know that it works based on your back testing and forward testing, you have to stick to it. Okay, so one thing that I do want to point out is that not every day is going to be the same. Yesterday we came on and we took 2, 3, 4 trades. All of them just hit almost the moment we got into the trade. Those are great days. That's not always going to happen. Today, I started off with the loser. Some traders started off with 2 losers off the bat. So you have to make that adjustment and either A, switch to another account, right, to kind of spread out that risk, or you need to adjust your take profit, or you need to just close that account down altogether. Now, there was another trade that sets up here at 6:42 in the morning. This high price was sitting at 19,823. And it goes all the way up to a price of 19,852. So from 42, let's call it, by the time you're going to get in, from 42 all the way up to 52, this is a 10-point move. You would have been paid your 5 points or 4 points on if you're in Evolution Traders, that adjustment that was made. But again, there was a little bit of a pause, right? So it didn't confirm on the next candle. It actually took the following candle, so 2 candles here, about 3 minutes, 4 minutes time worth of waiting before it actually confirmed, and then hit that quick price target before coming back. So it's at this point in time, we're working our way back up. We're essentially flat on the day. And what I want to kind of show you guys is that the price action was extremely choppy, right? It was extremely choppy in the pre-market. It was a little bit of a washout off the open, a little bit of a back test, back into this range, got rejected once again, put in a higher low, and then we had another setup. Now this setup is what broke me back into the green. Essentially at this point I'm flat, so I went back to my 5-point take profit and increased my size because my day is basically starting over again. So I increased my contract size by 1 and was looking for that 5 points. And you can see here, once we confirmed, not on the next candle but the following candle, right? So 1, 2 candles over this reason why high, it confirms at a price of around 19,865 and then runs all the way up to, or excuse me, confirms at a price of 19,841 and goes all the way up to a price of 19,865. So again, looking for those quick 5 points, took the quick 5 points there on the double the size, and now we're able to start kind of having a little bit of breathing room. Now again, this doesn't have to happen. This market could have continued to chop around. It could have continued to do, you know, what it was doing in the pre-market. And at that point in time, a decision needed to have been made whether you were going to continue to trade that account or put it on the back burner for today. But now that we've got a little bit of cushion here, up a few $100s, up a couple $100s, you can either A, take your size back down to kind of protect those gains. You can stop trading on the day, so forth and so forth. Again, your next trade that was set up long here was at 742. I did not participate in this. I was out at Starbucks grabbing a coffee. But this trade here goes from a low price of 19,872 all the way down to 19,868. So you would have, you know, almost taken your 5 points there. Has a little bit of choppiness action for about 2 to 4 minutes, and then sinks, and you would have taken your profits here on this green, on this red candle. Now, the next trade that set up was at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and it came up to this initial balance high. So again, this initial balance is something that I'm going to be looking at the first hour range of trading. This confirms, I don't need to do the math. You can kind of just visually see here with your eyes, as long as your eyes are working properly, that you would have been able to take your 4 to 5 points on this potential move. The next trade that I was looking for was, once we broke the initial balance, I wanted to see a pullback and I wanted to see a higher low. Once I seen the higher low, I've got this high of day marked out here. Once I see this higher low be put in, I wanted to see a green candle take out red, and I'm going to look for those 5 points. You can see here this price 19,933 in a matter of 4 minutes goes up to a price of 19,942. So quick little trade there, not looking for much. Again, this could have completely exploded to the top side and I would have missed out on a bunch of money, but again, that's not my trade. This trade could have also tested, put in a lower high, and then immediately pulled back. It would have been a loser. Again, in this environment, I'm still on 100% scalp mode, guys. I'm not looking for big trades right now. There is periods in time in the market, you know, generally speaking, not summertime, but other periods in market cycles where I'm looking for 15, 20, 25 points in the market. Right now, it's just not that time for me, okay? It's all about base hits right now. It's all about trying to protect the capital as best as I can. Again, I've got a couple of funded accounts here, you know, a few funded accounts, 2 with Top Step, 1 with Apex, kind of slowly just base hitting those into next pay period so I can get those paid out. And I'm working on a whole plethora of combines and evaluations, 150Ks for Apex. I'm working on a few 50Ks for Top Step, one of them very, very close to, you know, getting funded. So again, I just want to take my time. There is no rush. Again, that's one thing that I do want to stress. There's never a rush, guys. Sometimes it feels like, you know, just because we learn a new strategy or we have, you know, a way to trade that's providing a little bit of an edge, that we can just sit here all day and play this like a video game and make money all day. It's simply not the case. You know, you definitely need to be aware, right, that every day is going to be a little bit different, and you have to kind of manage yourself and your emotions and your money like an adult. It's very easy to get lost in the sauce here and kind of just continue to trade because, you know, hey, that's how everyone makes $1 million and buys Lamborghinis, right? It's just everything goes up, everything goes down, just, you know, go max size. Again, it's not that easy. It's a very difficult and long journey. If you do want to, you know, trade for a prop firm, Apex and Top Step, those are the 2 I would recommend. Those are 2 that I use. Those are the 2 that I've personally been paid with, so I can only speak on those 2. Those links are down in the description box below. If you want to join the room at Evolution Traders and trade with myself and the gang, that link is also down in the description box below. It's a one-time payment, guys. No monthly reoccurring fees, none of that stuff. You get access to all the courses as well as the community and the forward and back testing studies that we're doing on our specific scalp strategies is all in there as well. I'll see all of you guys on the inside, and to everyone else who's still trading out there, make sure to stay safe and protect those gains or protect that drawdown. I'll see all of you guys later.